Good, it's ShadomLabs back here, and I haven't posted in a while because I'm gonna be real with y'all. I got bored of RBW5, but um, since the full release is coming out in about a week or so, I think this Friday, I'm gonna show y'all the best build that I could find for guards in Phase 5. I'm gonna show you 3 different types of builds, if not 2, based on your kind of play style. If you want like a higher attribute and certain points, stuff like that. So I'm gonna just customize my character quick just so I can test it out. Also, just shout out to Jokes for actually adding facial hair in the game, which we've been waiting for a long time. But let's get to the build. So the first build I have is the one that I'm about to start upgrading now. It's supposed to be a playmaking shooting build. It's supposed to be initiator, and you want to put it to max height, minimum weight. And what I really appreciate about this build the most is that it's very good for both when you're starting out with a build and when you're completing the build. Because if you look at all these stats here, you're starting with 60 speed in about everything, 60 physicals. That's very good for your build, especially as a guard, because nowadays not a lot of people want to spend their attribute points on vitals. So after that, you also have a 70 layup and a 79 driving dunk, so you can always get to the rack if you need to once you upgrade it. And then we have 87 mid-range and 87 3-point, so we're able to make most of our off dribbles, if not some hop step stuff like that. And you got a 79 handle, which it seems very low for right now, but you can always use quick chain and put it to like gold, where you can basically make it like a 90 handle. And since you have initiator takeover, you can start doing dribble combos, which is amazing. You also have an 88 max passing, 97 max perimeter defense, and 68 max inside defense. So all of these stats here, they're very good for your final attribute, but they're also really good for when you're starting a new build. So I'm gonna go next. You want to go sorry about that. You want to go to 6'6", 180, and I'm gonna just test you the build. This is how I would spend your first 100 points. We're going to make sure the skill point thing right here goes to 175. What I did, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put this all the way to 85 already, because your shooting as a guard is very important. It's the first thing you want to upgrade. So if you want to save a few, oh my god, I can't speak, my bad. If you want to save a few points, you can always take off your free throw and keep it at 84s, but you can up this one and put it to 85 just so you can kind of get that extra point. And then you're gonna want to put your handles to 70, which will unlock the shifty dribble package and the all of the dribble moves except the double behind the back. And since we have a 58 passing and a 67 perimeter defense, as long as if you just know when and how to pass and how to use defense, you're gonna be fine with it. You don't need to worry about steal for now, as long as if you just, again, if you know how to steal the ball, perfect. Now, since we have a few points left, I would say like 22, I would suggest putting at least 55 into your layup so you can make almost all of your good releases. And then last, we have about, what I'm looking at here, it should be around 8 points. So what I did is I would put your speed 65 and your width ball speed 65. And what's amazing about this build is all the vitals are at 60, which is amazing because now you're saving a lot of points. Because I used to make an older build during Phase 5, which was, instead of it being an initiator, it would have been I need to go back to it, a team player, which does make your passing higher. But now look at all of your starting physicals. They're very low right now, and you have to waste a bit of points on that. And since they both have the same 3-point rating, you don't need to really worry about that. So yeah, besides that, that's gonna be our first build over here. Just to reinstate again, initiator as a guard, you're gonna want to go to 6'6", 180. And when you're testing it, you're going to want to focus on your shooting. You want to go 70 handle, and you want to focus on your vitals. So now for my next build, I'm going to go back here. If you're going for more of a slashing kind of guard, you're going to want to go to aggressor, obviously. And you are going to want to, sorry about that. You are going to want to kind of lower your handle maybe, just so you can get better layup. If you really want to, you can get better driving dunk if you raise it. But since you are a guard, you're not going to be able to dunk over most of your mismatches. So what I'm going to do here is, sorry about that, I'm going to go to 6'4", if not 6'5". And you might want to up your weight a little bit just so you can get the strength. It is at 56, which does seem kind of low, but it's alright. If we really want to, we can go to 185. But what you really should have here is 89 layup, which is very good. If you need to, you can always go one more lower, which can get you the flashy lay package, which is at 93, and you still have a 72 shooting attribute. And you also get high handles, which is also very good for this build. You also have solid starting defense, which isn't bad, and you have decent starting you have decent starting vitals. So what I would suggest here is you go to 6'4", because for me layup packages don't really cost that much. If you really want to, you can go to 6'5", honestly, and this will get you a higher shooting attribute, like 82 and 82, along with 85 lay and 86 driving dunk. That's more of the balanced kind of version of this build, but again, now your vitals are lower, so that's what really helps the most. And if I had to test it, I would 100% go to 6'4", and maybe even lower your weight so you can get better vitals when you start. And look at this, you already have 65 speed. I would up your whip ball speed a few. I would put your stamina 70 because you will be attacking the rim, which means you need a lot of stamina. You're also going to want to up your strength a little bit to around 35 if you really can, 40. And you're going to want to up your driving layup to about an 80. And you're going to want to put your driving dunk to about, I would say maybe a 60, 75 if you want, 65 if you want. You can also do 70. I'm going to go 70 for now because I just want to show you guys the build. But since we have a little bit of points left, actually, I'm going to lower this. I'm going to be honest. This is really high. And what we're going to do here is you're going to want to at least up your handles to a good amount, I would say. So I would put at least 60. And then you're just going to want to keep going up and down with this. Once you get to, yeah, this should be your final build. 63 point can be very unamusing, but if you really want to at this time, you can always lower your driving dunk because you don't need it right now as a guard. That's only when you have enough attribute points, and you can just up your whole entire stat to like something like what I have here. And yeah, this is the overall build. Last one I'm going to show you guys, this is more of a mid-range threat. We're going to go to drift shooter, and what we have here is we're gonna again go to 6'6". I apologize, I know these guards might be a little tall, but honestly, don't go to me, run to Jokes. He kind of made everything high. You have to be taller to get better shooting, which is very weird to me. It doesn't really make sense. But look, we have pretty decent starting attributes. We have a starting 68 mid-range, which is already good, so we don't need to spend a lot of points on that. And we got a high perimeter defense, so we don't need to spend anything on that. The only problem is your max handle is a 70, so you won't be able to unlock many of the, like the, I think, flashy dribble package, and you won't be able to get the double behind the back handle. But what I would do here is I would go to 60. Mid-range is already high, so you can settle this at an 80, and then you can put this at its max 80, well 82 really, but you want to put your layup to around 55, and since your vitals are pretty low, you might need to spend most of it on speed rather than acceleration, which isn't too big of a problem, but we have 10 points here, so we're just going to do something like that. So that's what I would start with. Not a bad build at all, but overall, Jokes really kind of messed with Builder, but I hope in Phase 6 or the full release, it will be much better. And just a little bonus build that I was thinking about as I was making this video is sharpshooter. I think would be very good, even though, like, yeah, like, look at this, all of these stats are kind of crooked, if I'm being real. You don't really have bad starting stats either, you just have very bad vitals. But what I would suggest doing, oh sorry about that, what I would 100% suggest doing is just lower your height to 6'4", so you can get 90 kind of shooting, and look at your vitals go up much more. Even your driving dunk and your driving layup, they go much higher. And lastly, where was I going to? You can go to even 6-3 if you need to. Again, you might get low, like you see right here, 85, 86 on the shooting, which is even worse than like initiator, which is kind of confusing. I wouldn't really suggest this build. I would only suggest it if you just want to be a 3-level scorer, because look, your starting driving layup is a 53, so you don't need to spend too much points on that. But overall, thanks for listening to my video. I really appreciate it. I haven't been posting in a while. I hope I'll be able to post again. And again, I'm going to put the link to my Hoop City team down below. It's called Ignite Nation. If y'all want to join, please join. We're trying to wait for the Hoop City V3 full release. So I appreciate your time watching this video. And again, peace out, ShadomLabs.